Austria's #1 Mensur Suljovic takes on the Welsh #1 and the world #1 Gerwyn Price. George Noble is your referee. Rob Malarkey is one of your commentators. The other is Paul Nicholson.
Hi, thank you. Looking forward to this. Could be quite vocal. These two have in the past had some very animated battles, and they won't be afraid to empty the tank right now.
First leg, Mensur to throw first. Game on.
The other ominous factor as well is the fact that, well, we see it there, the tournament's average is very much in favour of Gerwyn Price. 101.14 to be more precise, 92.72 for Mensur Suljovic. Price has averaged over 100 in all bar one of his matches so far. The exception being that 6-1 defeat of Florian Hempel yesterday. 11 180s over the course of the weekend so far. Mensur's standout performance of the weekend in terms of the numbers, the 6-1 win against Jose de Sousa when he put in an average of 101.03. Hard-fought semi-final for Mensur. Very different semi-final for Gerwyn Price. There were signs that Suljovic was flagging a bit in his match with Simon Whitlock, whereas Gerwyn Price looks to be fighting fit and ready for battle.
He does still look very fresh, doesn't he? Well, of course, Suljovic, the last time he won the European Tour crown, it was against the world #1 and the best player in MVG. This time he's up against a different world #1 and best player in the world. I just think that Suljovic is really up against it here.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Gerwyn Price is odds on across the board, and it's very easy to see why he looks pretty untouchable, I think, at the moment.
Double 13.
68.
I just wonder why he scooched to the left there. That may have been his downfall on that shot at double 13. Double 14. Hasn't gone there a great deal this week.
Well, he went once in the semi-final against Whitlock. I don't think he went there at all against Ratajski. Certainly, I don't recall him going there against de Sousa either. Early break, further ominous signs as well for the Suljovic camp.
Well, they do have some similarities in their European Tour history. Of course, Price has won 2 international darts opens. He's won in Belgium. He's won in Hungary. Mensur Suljovic has won in 3 different countries as well. So whoever wins this is going to take off a 4th.
Yeah. 100. Both having won in Risa. Mensur's first coming at the International Darts Open 5 years ago. Gerwyn Price winning there 2018 and 19. Mensur winning in Denmark in 2018, and then most recently, as Paul said, at the Austrian Darts Championship in the late summer of 2019.
One thing I love about the way the sport has gone and where it is right now, let's focus on the now.
120.
We talked about 4 different countries that one of these players is going to win events in. I go back to the turn of the century where World Championships in the PDC were bossed by the English. There was one in particular, I think it was 2001 off the top of my head, where every single player in the last 16 was English. That was a mark of the lack of depth worldwide for the PDC.
100.
So take the 4 countries that one player is going to have won European Tour crowns in, and look at the stage. Got a Welshman, an Austrian, a German marker, Hungarian marker, and an English referee. This is a worldwide game now. This is where it should be.
130.
Suljovic is the crown prince of Austrian darts, the talisman of Central Europe, you might say as well. Double 10 for Gerwyn Price for a 2-0 lead. Mensur, having suffered a very early break, has a chance to hit back now as a result of that slip up by Gerwyn Price.
Wasn't a bad shot, just didn't go in. Can Suljovic survive leg 2 and break straight back?
A long way inside. He does not like that one bit. Double 5 could be awkward this for Mensur. Inside again. And Gerwyn Price will, I'm pretty sure, make full advantage of that situation. A little bit low, maybe, for some people's liking, but mission accomplished. 2-0.
Yeah, it wasn't a particularly pure shot. He was going for the middle of the bed, of course. But whenever you're closer to the double 15 than the double 6,
22.
I think it's come out a bit late. One thing's for sure, looking at the successes of Gerwyn Price in European finals, he has had some blistering displays. Wasn't really troubled by Michael Smith. Well, that 180 sign right there is like Euro Tour bingo for the winner. Supported everybody. You're going to cross somebody off the list? Oh, get your allegiances right. But my original point, Gerwyn Price has won European Tour titles by distances.
58.
Has he really been involved in a classic yet in a European Tour final? I don't think so.
Yeah, Michael Smith will testify to that, won't he, as well, losing 8-3, 8-2 respectively in those two finals at the very start of 2020 and 2021.
Spent a bit of time with Price earlier on today. He was talking about the game of rugby and how he injured his Achilles, and that's one of the reasons why he stepped away from the game. The route for people to come into the sport seems to be they're either a very young darts talent or they migrate from another sport. We've seen Craig Galliano this week of Gibraltar.
Florian Hempel, a good example as well.
Yep. You can see tops for Price. And he can see a 3-0 lead. This is following the pattern as the Iceman inches closer to the 8 legs he needs for another PDC title.
Well, I always felt that if Mensur Suljovic was going to stand any sort of chance in this, given the way he was flagging a little bit, I felt it was absolutely vital that he stayed in touch for as long as he can, hold throw first and foremost on his first throw, on his first leg, and he's just not been able to do that. And then once he was in position, it was all going to be about how he could just stay there and just dictate the passages of play and just keep Gerwyn Price at arm's length if that's possible. But this is the worst possible start for Mensur. He's suffered 2 breaks already, and yeah, it's looking a long way back, this one.
60.
Well, Mensur Suljovic over the last couple of European Tour events has been the 15th seed. And Dan Dawson and I had a chat before Budapest. We were thinking, how has he held on to his seeding? I have to give him full credit for what he's done over the last couple of weeks, because he's made the World Cup final. He's in the final here. That's going to do his seeding some good. But I really hope we're going to see him at Super Series events at the end of October and in early November to hopefully get some momentum going into the big events like the Players' Championship finals and the Worlds.
Well, it would do the world a good if he could, to be honest. But this is certainly, whatever the outcome of this final, this is a big step in the right direction for Mensur this weekend.
60.
Correct.
It's another big step in the right direction for Gerwyn Price as he just looks to cement his place as the best player in the world
84.
right now. And he's looking every inch the world #1 so far today and so far this weekend.
I hate to say this at almost the halfway point, but if Suljovic doesn't get into this in the next couple of legs, Price is going to be like Seb Coe in the '84 Olympics. He's going to be gone.
Yeah, and I think Suljovic, as well as maybe flagging a bit, there's a danger he could just get really demoralised. It's so hard to pick yourself up around. I assume it's going to be so hard to pick yourself up in a situation like this. Price is absolutely rampant here, and yeah, we're in danger. Maybe I'm reluctant to use the word whitewash just yet, but it's certainly in the back of my mind.
Take it from someone who's been there. Not too far from here as well, in Benidorm. 8 years ago,
100.
I was 5-0 down in a 1-6 with Justin Pipe. I felt pretty empty. I felt tired. It was a long day. You're just thinking, get a leg and possibly find some sort of fragility.
100.
But the problem is, Price doesn't have it.
Well, there is one previous instance that I recall. I just went to double check, and it was in the Dutch Darts Masters in Venray in 2015 when Van Gerwen beat Justin Pike 6-0 in a final. That was when it was best of 11. This is best of 15 tonight. So it has happened before. And it also happened in Sindelfingen as well. Of course, Peter White against MVG.
Oh, how could we forget that final?
Yeah.
One of the best final performances, bar none, in ranking events,
56.
including probably the best 161 I've ever seen.
Price is in the mood again here to steal the darts in this leg as well on the Suljovic throw.
59.
Don't forget that Price's world #1 ranking is at risk before the Worlds, where Peter Wright will defend 500,000 points. And Price is defending, of course, some Grand Slam money.
42.
So this would definitely help in defending that amount of cash to try and retain his world #1 ranking for a period of a year, which by the month is looking more of a possibility than it was maybe 6 weeks ago.
164.
Suljovic has left a bogey number as well.
He slips up again. It's just not happening for him tonight. But look at this from Gerwyn Price. Now then,
120.
he crossed his mind.
No, not for 1 second.
He touched upon that actually in his interview post-match, didn't he, against MVG earlier about
55.
playing the percentages.
40.
Well, no, it was against Damon Hester when he had the opportunity to do the 170 checkout, and he just laid up.
Just get the job done and make good decisions. That is what he's doing right now. And Suljovic right now, he needs a different pair of climbing boots because this mountain just got taller.
Yeah, I mean, he talks all about the percentage shot, and he's done exactly the right thing. And,
139.
well, this is just relentless now, isn't it? 5-0, and he's off and running in leg 6 as well.
100.
And Mensur is beginning to look like a man who just can't wait to get off stage as well. The body language isn't great. He knows he's a beaten man.
139.
He just wants a leg. Nobody likes to be nilled. Nobody. Especially in a final. Done so much work to get here, to get £10,000 guaranteed. This is for an extra 15 grand.
Great weekend for Mensur, but not a great final so far.
129.
It will be that Gerwyn Price finishes off with a ton plus average as well, and that would be all bar one of his matches this weekend, in which he's managed to achieve
96.
Just a feather in the cap in the offing as well.
He's cantering here, Rob.
Oh, 94 checkout, tops once again doing the damage.
Mensur to throw first.
3 breaks, 3 holes, and it all adds up to a torrid evening here for Mensur Suljovic.
81.
It's almost like he didn't even break stride in walking up for that 94.
96.
If he's able to do this without adrenaline, what could he have possibly done if he was pushed? Because when he's pushed, he can find another level, just like he did against Van Gerwen in the quarterfinals. Don't get me wrong, this is good. But it could be so much better. He's not going to be stopped. Just remember Damon Hester earlier this year, massively in front in a final.
100.
He was pushed to the brink and he resisted. But he can front run as well.
130.
Mensur Suljovic has barely had a sniff. 4 darts at a double.
140. Going to
Majority of those were
95.
early doors as well. 95. Make that 70. Double 5. World Championship sign once again.
It's an exhibition right now. It's as if all the pacemakers have run out of steam and the only person left on the track doing a 5,000 is Gerwyn Price doing his best impression of Haile Gebrselassie.
Mensur needs snookers. 104.2, the average has really dragged up. It was about the 98 mark not so long ago. This will do his average the world of good as well. Highest average of the weekend so far, 103.61 against MVG in that quarter-final win, 6-5.
I'll tell you what, he doesn't need snookers anymore, Rob. He needs a batch of termites to eat the table.
He needs divine intervention, some might say, as well, from somewhere.
This has got to be the first nilling, surely, in the era where we're first to 8.
Yeah, it is. Or it will be. And I suspect it will be. Gerwyn Price is 82 points away, and he may well finish off with another 11-darter. Guess where he's going? It's tops. It's inevitable. And it's almost apologetic from Gerwyn Price as well, as the